Magic 2. I'm very excited to be back here on Twitch. It has been a quite long hiatus. Of course, I've got my family that is expanded. My cute little kid is about 6 weeks old now. And the best thing that I ever saw in the world. He is cute, he's bubbly, he's wonderful, he's excited to look around and see everything that he can in this world. And he is a joy in my life. With that being said, I've also had a couple of changes here. I've got a brand new laptop courtesy of my brother, and therefore I've got to make sure that all my settings are accurate and correct and that everything is working as intended. And so this is going to be a very short stream here today, playing Heroes of Might and Magic 2, the small map Skirmish as a 2-player map, just to make sure that everything works, everything is tip-top shape, so that way we can come back bigger, better, and stronger here in the year 2025. Enough of me talking. If you're catching this on Twitch, welcome. If you're catching this on YouTube later, welcome as well. I, of course, post all of these videos, not only to Twitch, but also over to YouTube. And if you're interested in finding me for some other contact or requests or just general discourse, you can always catch me on the Phixfox Discord. Links are in the description. Ladder 15. Hey, Phixfox, how are we? How's the little one? Kid's doing fantastic. He is doing fantastic. He's a big ball of joy and happiness, and he's maybe the best thing to ever happen to me. So don't tell my other kid that. Both of my kids have been the best thing to ever happen to me, but it takes two to tango kind of a deal. So with that being said, thank you for asking. It's a pleasure seeing you there. Welcome. So as I mentioned, we're going to get up to speed here with the small map. It's going to be Skirmish here. Skirmish is a map that I haven't played yet. I've been a little bit hesitant to do so because as a 2-player map, it may not be the most exciting, most interesting thing that anybody's ever seen, but to me, it's the perfect setting for us to have a quick and dirty in and out kind of a session, and it features a very unique matchup because we don't often get to see knights versus sorceresses in a small map. Usually there's other compounding sorts of issues going on. It's other players, other factions, other things that we have to contend with. This should be kind of a good one-to-one setting. How do the sorceresses deal with the knights? How do the knights deal with the sorceresses? So 2-player, small map, and it's a total deathmatch sort of a deal. This is denoted as being a normal difficulty map, and it says here in the description, you will clash quickly on this small head-to-head map, so stay on your toes. Folks, I don't really care if I play as the blue player with the knights or as the yellow player with the sorceresses. Let's just go to the dice roll real quick. 1, 2, or 3 is knights. 4, 5, or 6 is going to be the sorceresses. Does my dice roll not work anymore? Ah, we found a bug. Interesting. Very interesting. You see, this is why we have to check these things, because if for some reason there are issues to be had, I want to know what they are. Let me just pull this up real quick and see if this will work. All right, we're going to fix that bug later, and this is why we do what we do. Tell you what, we're going to play as the knights. And with that being said, knights, blue player, impossible difficulty. Let's dive right in. Looks like we start off here in, it looks like the second quadrant of the map, closer to the upper right corner here, and the quarters are immediately feeling very, very tight. We start off here with Dimitri the Knight, level 1 with 2 attack, 2 defense, 1 spell power, 1 knowledge, 45 peasants, and the 5 archers. That seems like a pretty okay start as far as our general troops go. Basic leadership, basic ballistics, that might be very useful in order to take an early sorceress castle. I'm assuming that since we only start with 1 castle, that they only start with 1 castle as well. We do have the Castle of Algery here, with only the peasants being able to be recruited right off the bat. The issue here, of course, being that our enemies are going to have some amount of resources that we do not have. So impossible difficulty on a small map against 1 enemy. This may spell our doom. We're going to have to be very active on the map in order to make some good things happen. And the instant problem I see is that the orcs, Crusaders, and Skeletons are all maybe a little too tough for this army I currently have. We have to get treasure, we have to get some resources, and are these going to be the things that'll help us out? I can't possibly say. We're gonna have to wait and find out. Steeson says, horsing around again, are we? Steeson, my friend, yes we are, and we are playing as the knights and not the sorceresses here in the Skirmish map. Rice Ruin says, morning Fix, great to see you again. Planning on winning the game in 30 minutes with a knight. Should be a challenge in itself. I think that on a small map though, and very nice to see you there, it's probably the best situation we have to try and get this done as quickly as possible. I think that we have a lot of map exploring to do, but let's see what challenges this map provides. Skeletons, rogues. I think that we're going to need to go through these rogues as soon as possible. The ore mine is too valuable. There's too many buildings that require ore with the blacksmith, with the armory. The wood will come later, but for now, we really need to get the armory and the blacksmith. Steeson says, hire the sorceress now. You tell me which sorceress you want me to hire, sir, and we'll take a look. So, I don't want to fight these rogues just yet. I think the 5 archers is a little too small for me to handle. I think that we'll come back to this Hut of the Magi later. For now, let's just travel along the road. That'll maximize our movement points. We find an aqua barrier. Instantly, we have tight quarters. I think I'm obligated to go to the Hut of the Magi right now, and then we're going to go back to Algary and maybe pick up some troops tomorrow. With 1,000 gold coming in per day, it feels like the Archer's range is going to be the next purchase. Is that going to be enough, though? Time will tell. We enter a rickety hut and talk to the magician who lives there. He tells you of places near and far, which may aid you in your journeys. Let's see what we have here. Okay. And it looks like there's going to be 2 Eye of the Magi's on the map, of course ours, and then our enemies. Our enemies are the sorceresses Luna, but they've also hired a barbarian. Very interesting. Very interesting that they should hire that barbarian with their extra gold, throwing that in my face. But they will also start off with a crystal mine not too far, or they've already gone through that. Gems are aplenty. It looks like for us, it's going to make a lot of sense to go in this direction, maybe pick up this wood. And this is just a cruel joke. A pack of Crusaders guards our only sawmill. What a cruel joke. I cannot imagine this going well for us at all. Vammy is back in the chat. Hello, Vammy. Hi, Fix. Glad to see you back. It's a pleasure having you here. Thank you so much for the time. Steeson says, hire the most feminine one. I assume that would be Castor, but I can't quite tell. I believe that Castor is a Vori snow elf, as you would find in Heroes Might and Magic 3, kind of like Jelliu. So, most feminine, I mean, I believe that they're both elves. Look at their pointy ears. I'm not saying that elves are inherently feminine or not. I'm just saying, dwarves, you can't really tell the men and the women apart. Elves, they all kind of look a little bit feminine. It's not a hate crime if it's a mythical race. I'm just saying. Okay, back on to other things. So we have 1,000 gold here. I do think I'm going to pick up this archery range now. The well generally doesn't hurt my feelings, but I feel like we need archers to go through rogues, and even so, 47 peasants, I don't know if that's going to be a really easy fight. Do I go and pick up this wood? 5 wood is going to help me get, not the blacksmith, but it will help me get the tavern. If this is 5 wood, perhaps this is even 10 wood. We will see. Oh, I can't even go through these orc chieftains. Does it feel like the sorceresses have a little bit of a better, easier start? Feels like they might. Let me think about that for a second. And then Bambi says, I'm cooking with the fam right now. We'll hopefully catch you after dinner. Bambi, this is going to be a very, very short stream. I'm going to take my kid to a birthday party. This is because I have the new laptop. This is the stream that I can use to kind of test out the bugs, make sure that we have everything working tip-top shape. So I'll probably not be here when you get back, but it's a pleasure seeing you, and I'm planning on picking up for a very long session next week on Saturday around 11 a.m. Mountain Standard Time, about this time that we're catching you right now. So if I don't see you for the rest of the day, we'll catch you around. Thank you so much. It's time to go back to Algary. I don't know how I'm going to manage this scenario. We're going to wait here with what little movement points we have, go on to the new day, and the sorceresses are going to throw their plenty of resources in my face. Yeah, very cruel trick. Very cruel trick indeed. Although, I'm sure that the enemies are going to come through the aqua barrier and not quite myself. Vampire lords, that's more than I ever want to deal with. I think that skeletons and rogues are going to be my first 2 options. Let's pick up all the archers we can. Let's split off some single stacks of peasants. Probably, I think I want this single stack here so that it can get closer to the very front of the archers, and then maybe these lower stacks can combine. There's a part of me that wants to do grouped formation here, but there's a part of me that also wants to keep the archers in the far corner. I don't really know what would be best in this situation. I truly do not. And it feels bad. I'm a little bit baffled here how we do this. So, for now, I think that we're going to keep the 1 peasant so that way they can step in front of the rogues and catch that first bit of rogues. And then we'll go from there. Rise to Ruin says, Mapmaker may want you to break through the skeletons first, just judging by the enemies. Yeah, possibly. Lots of skeletons, lots of rogues. I suppose that the lots of skeletons are going to give me the opportunity for this treasure chest, won't they? But I'm worried that if I take heavy losses here, then I won't be able to get my ore. until way later, and I feel like I really got to rush down this blacksmith. I think that you're thinking about the right thing, Rise. I think that we're on the same page with that, because a little extra gold is going to potentially get me a couple more archers and such. Maybe though, if this treasure is enough, maybe that's enough for a whole nother hero, and maybe those early archers or peasants on our dear friend Hector the Knight, maybe these extra 3 archers really are the play. It's a good thought. I think I'm going to prioritize trying to get the ore first, though. The best reason to fight the skeletons and not the rogues is that the skeletons do have a retaliation that we can do some damage to, but for now, I'm going to try these rogues. Let's see how bad this goes. Not as bad as I would have thought, funny enough. Not as bad as I would have thought. So it looks like it's going to be 36 of the rogues here, 11 of the archers on top. The closest stack is, of course, going to draw our ire immediately. Can we take out 1 full stack? Looks like we can, and that actually bodes very, very well for us. In fact, I wonder if I ought to keep my big stack of peasants somewhat in the back. In fact, perhaps one of these stacks can reach here, and that may draw the enemies in a little bit closer than they otherwise would have gone. Nope. And clearly I've made a mistake. Because I did not use the peasants to their full mobility, then we are not going to be able to clean up this fight and just take out 12 rogues here. We're gonna lose many more troops than we otherwise would have, and that feels pretty bad. I do hope that the peasants take the damage here. 22 peasants goes down. Yep, that's much better. Do I mind if an archer goes down? I think I do. Will 25, 26 peasants kill 12 rogues? I think not. I do feel obligated to do the damage. 4 rogues goes down. Good morale makes that feel much better, but it is at the cost of a archer. So 1, and 22. I could have fought that fight much cleaner, and I'm very sad that I did not. Simply keeping the peasantry back, that was just a bad decision. It was just a bad decision. As I've said many a time, not if, but when I make bad decisions, I would rather call it out for what it is. Let's not try and justify why we're correct. Let's just admit that we've made a mistake and then go from there. Folks, look at this though. Because we didn't want to go through the Orc Chiefs, I said, wow, what are we to do? Because we were able to defeat the rogues, we have now cleared a path over to this bit of wood. That feels good, because that might help us again get the tavern and kind of go from there. Closed formation and remembering to switch it back. You know how I work. You know that I have a bit of a problem with that. We will see. Hopefully that can work a little bit better. We saw that actually be very effective in Mushanki Pet's map, The Great Return, as we pick up 8 wood. We saw that using the closed formation actually helped a couple of times in order to protect some very valuable ranged creatures. I think I'm just lucky that we didn't lose 2 archers there when any amount of losses are absolutely despicable. It is time to pick up the tavern. I don't want to spend the gold. I don't want to spend the wood, but you have to get that sooner rather than later. Are there any other purchases I should make with this 5 wood? If I get this tavern now, then we're not going to get a mage guild. If I get this tavern now, then we're not going to get a marketplace anytime soon. If we get the tavern now, it might make it harder for us to get some other troops from these other creatures. We're not going to get the armory anytime soon, so therefore the tavern, we might as well save the wood just in case. That's my thought process here. As we're doing this though, I think to myself, would I be better off getting 3 archers, or would I be better off picking up 2 gargoyles, 6-speed flying creatures, especially knowing I have orcs coming up? I think that I'm actually going to end up picking up Castor so that we can actually use those gargoyles to maybe clear out these orc chiefs, maybe get into this area. I'm not planning on going through this barrier anytime soon, but all the same, these are just my general thoughts. For now, though, it's never going to hurt my feelings to pick up the well, 2 extra archers a day, and 2 extra peasants. Yay, peasants. Everybody's favorite. Everybody's favorite. Ladder 15, gargoyles are so satisfying in the early game. I completely agree. I could not agree with you anymore. I think that there's always a reason to purchase sorceresses and warlocks as your starting troops. And the biggest thing for me is that you're guaranteed to come with some amount of sprites if you get the sorceresses. And you are, well, not guaranteed, but you often will get a couple of these gargoyles, even 2 gargoyles. I think that that makes it more worth it to pick up Castor over Hector. So those are my thoughts. I think that we're on the same page with that same mindset. So I like the way you're thinking there. I truly do. We got 1,500 gold. Let's replenish our archer stack as much as we can. We can get all these pikemen. Is this going to hurt us, though? I think not. I think that you got to take the pikemen now. We're going to put them right below this big stack of peasants. Peasants are going to try and block for the archers. pikemen. I think that this single stack can actually get close to the archers to defend. The 4-speed pikemen can respond pretty quickly up there if I do it like this. And then this should help us pick up this treasure chest. Maybe that helps us pick up, you know, Castor, and then we'll go from there. It is day 6, so we actually kind of need to hurry a little bit. Otherwise, we might lose Castor. Maybe we get more or better creatures, but I think I'm going to take what I know as opposed to what I don't know. That's kind of my plan there. Okay, it's going to be, let's see, 30, 39, 38 of these skeletons here that we have to deal with, which is not too bad. I kind of like this terrain. The terrain does not hurt my feelings. And this, of course, is a fight where the skeletons are 4-speed instead of 5-speed like those rogues were. And that actually makes this fight go much better for us. That's one whole additional round of ranged damage that we get. That feels a-okay to me. I'm going to send these pikemen up. This stack of skeletons are not going to be able to reach, and so the archers are going to target them down. So long as I don't kill the full stack, we're feeling just fine. I say, so long as we don't kill the full stack, we're fine. Because I know that with turn order, it's going to go, well, with turn order, it's going to go, their skeletons go next. Because of this one single peasant, I think I could step up 1, 2, the skeletons can't get around me. The pikemen, we're not going to lose a pikeman. We're going to lose 25 peasants if I do this, but I think I'm going to lose some amount of peasants anyway. I think that the best thing for me to do is make a nice little meat wall with this terrain and these 2 peasants, and the skeletons, you are forced to kill 25 peasants. I'll take it. That could have been much worse. The pikemen barely get touched. Here, the retaliation's not too bad. And we're going to get through these skeletons. I do think that those pikemen, though, are a big power spike. I am sorry to lose those peasants this early. It feels like peasants are actually kind of valuable. When you have nothing, anything is better than nothing. So that's kind of where we're at the moment. Rise to Ruin says, I'm not sure if I'm biased because I know it's a new laptop, but the FPS and video quality feels much smoother and better. Thank you. I'm happy to hear that. We are also, as we pick up the gold and not the experience, we are also, if you're interested, playing on a new resolution. Generally, I play on 1280 720. I'm trying out a new resolution at 960 540. And what that's doing for us is that's making things just a little bit bigger, makes it a little bit easier to read. Maybe that even affects the quality, but I do think that this laptop does handle multiple things better. It's just an upgrade overall in many ways. Oh no. I did not see this. Trenlo, hey everyone. Hey there, Trenlo. Nice to see you there. I assumed that we were completely blocked off from our enemies and that they could not reach us and we could not reach them until this barrier went down. That seems to be not the case. It looks like there's going to be an easy route between us and our enemies. Will they attack us? I do not know, but we have to prepare for battle immediately. We don't have a lot of opportunities to do so. I think that rather than the single stacks of peasants, I actually think I'm better off with one single stack of pikemen. I think I'm best off like this in the event that I'm attacked. I don't like this, but I think this is my best shot. Ooh, little sneeze. Little sneeze. Okay. How come you don't stream from home? So I am at the library, as you've mentioned. My internet is just not fast enough. I would have to stream in a very, very low quality, and that just doesn't tickle my fancy. So I make the effort to come here, and that feels pretty good. I'm happy for that. Phixfox wife says Fix is back. Thank you, my dear sweet wife. She is taking care of things on the home front. I don't have enough gold to pick up Castor. We will have enough to pick him up tomorrow on day 7. Will we get to day 7? I do not know. Let's find out. My wife says that our internet sucks. Very, very succinctly put of you, my dear. Well done. Yeah, it's not too good. They've got a few better options that are potentially coming in the next little bit, but for now, the internet library is so much faster. It's much faster than anything that's residential out here, and that's okay. That's okay. We've looked at some other options. Other people have been very helpful. Lord Shadowing, for example, has been very helpful in trying to assist in finding something that could work better, but yeah, nothing really has struck my fancy so very much, and so this is what we're working with, and it works just fine. I have no complaints about it. Folks, I think that we have an opportunity here to defeat Jezebel the Barbarian. She does not have much more than just her starting units, and with the other sorceress going out, this being Luna, I think that we should be able to claim this gold mine And maybe we just win this scenario by pumping out additional troops again and again and again and again, because we have an extra 1,000 gold per day. We'll pump out troops just by purchasing troops from heroes. I'm not saying that that's going to be the best solution, but right now it's at least a possible avenue. And so we're going to pull the Gargoyles and the 7 Centaurs into the army. We should win this fight. It's actually a very glorious victory. My word. I think this fight's going to go even better than I would have thought it would have. How are we going to win this fight so easily? Okay, so I don't know how this fight's going to go so well. I know kind of how I would do this, and I feel like I would have lost a single troop. We're going to hit the auto combat because I actually want to see what the AI does to make this go so much better. Do my 12 archers, they get to go before the 3 orcs. Okay. Yeah, and so then from there we just have to defend entirely, completely. Do we pull off? Does the AI pull the troops off? They do. And then centaurs with their 5 hit points, they are not bothered by a single goblin stack. Interesting. Okay, so really what it came down to was turn order. If the orcs had gotten a first shot, they probably would have killed at least 1 centaur. Probably not an archer because archers have double the hit points, but still. Nice to see that the AI is tip-top shape and doing good and getting better. What? What? Look at this. This feels... I have been hoodwinked, bamboozled, cheated, dare I say. I feel just like in the skills challenge, the Great Return map, where the Saracen diplomat is not meant to fight that fight, but is meant to go around through the trees. I feel this feels kind of weird. I think that this might be one of those few differences where the FHeroes2 pathing is a tiny bit different than what you find with Heroes Might and Magic 2, like the original. And so I'm guessing that the map designer did not intend for you to simply be able to walk through in this area. And with that being said, it's day 7. I feel like we must pick up the gold mine. I do not fear the sorceress, but we're going to grab this and we're going to start to head back. If she attacks us, I think we have her. And then we should be able to pick up the aqua barrier. Maybe we take this castle in the next couple of days. I wish I had known. Oh, I wish I had known, because maybe I would have had a hero ready to go sitting right here. My goodness, very interesting. What a development there. With no gold, we are on to the new day, and I'm sure that the enemies are going to have at least up to druids, maybe unicorns. If they have unicorns, we're feeling pretty bad. We're feeling pretty bad. What type of map maker would do something like that? Mouchon Kipet says. Hi there. Howdy there, friend. Nice to see you there. Yeah, what kind of map maker indeed? If you're not aware, Mouchon Kipet, he is the creator of the Great Return map that I was just speaking of. Excellent map. So go check it out if you haven't. He's posted it to the FHeroes2 Discord. He's posted it to a couple of other places, so you can find it out there. And I highly recommend it. And I highly recommend that you actually go play it before you see someone else like myself playing it. I just think that you'll enjoy it. I really think it's very enjoyable, and a great way of testing your own skills and figuring out the puzzle. Heroes Might and Magic is sometimes considered a puzzle, and sometimes we look at it more as a logistical type of game. But funny enough, and interestingly enough, we do have from Winimaru, he's going to be putting out a logistical challenge map very soon. In fact, I think he might already have it out. I'm very excited to get to play that. He has let me know that that is something that he has been excited to do, and I think he's even sent it over. I just haven't gotten the opportunity to look at it just yet. Luna the Sorceress, several of the druids, a few of the unicorns, lots of the sprites, several of these elves here. Interesting. Very interesting. I think that we might try and bait the enemies into going this long way, and then when they are right about here, I think I will go through the aqua barrier, I will take their castle, and then after all that is said and done, then I will just mount as successful of a defense in Algery as I possibly can. And so with that being said, this is going to look very suboptimal. I don't really have anything else to do at the moment. I'm not going to go in this direction with these troops. There's no reason to fight anybody over here. I'm going to go sit right here, right in front of the barrier. In fact, I'm going to sit right on the road in this direction so I can go through the barrier and potentially steal Dragadoon all in one fell swoop. I don't know if the AI is going to calculate, oh, look, Phixfox has taken the Aqua Tent or not. And so I'm actually going to sit right here and I'm going to pounce there with Castor tomorrow. Whether or not that is going to be a viable strategy or not, time will tell. Time will tell. That's my strategy indeed. Penlo says either an oversight or just an Easter egg. Yeah, I think that that's, I mean, if it is an Easter egg, that's a pretty good Easter egg. serves us well to mouse over these things just because you might find something hidden in the tree line or in the mountain range, an artifact, a clump of gems, what have you. And so it's always good to be inquisitive about the map that you're playing. I like that very, very much. And then ladder 15. Hey, is there a Game of Thrones themed map? I think that you were thinking of Plains of Aegon. It does have like Khal Drogo, I believe, in it. I believe it was Plains of Aegon that has some references to it. I don't know if there is a map that's specifically built out to be completely fleshed out for the land of Westeros, is it? Or whatever the name of the place is. But it's out there. It's out there. We just need to find it. So Plains of Aegon, give that one a shot. It's a big map. It's a fun map. It's a good one. Go check that one out. Mushanki Pit, definitely an oversight. Passability are hard to spot sometimes. Heroes Might Magic 2 is weird with that, which is why I really appreciated all of the effort that you put into your map, because it was clear that you took a lot of effort to really test the map and make sure that everything was spot on. It's very difficult to just do it correct the first time in the map editor. It takes some testing. Mushanki Pet says you always have to recheck everything while doing a map. Yes, I agree. And the Trendless says, yeah, for sure. Bryce Ruin says, I see a castle trade incoming. We're on the same page. And in fact, we're going to let the enemies get just a little bit closer. They're not going to reach us here. We're going to hit skip one more time. It's Khaleesi and Drogo. Ah, there you go. Okay, yep. So so Trenlo is familiar with it, and some other fantasy characters from other books. Ladder 15 says, ah, okay, thanks. So yeah, that's the one that comes to mind. I wonder perhaps though if there is another one that I'm unfamiliar with. Maybe you recall something that's different. Maybe it's a map that was made by someone else. So if that's the one you're thinking of, wonderful. And if not, then let me know, because I'm always interested to find out. We got Castor up here. He is just bait. But what have we been doing this whole time, folks? We've been picking up gold from this gold mine. And while there may be phoenixes in here, I think that all of the enemy forces are over here. We are going to purchase a hero. Who is it going to be? 3 orcs, 16 goblins, or the 44 peasants and the 5 archers. Note that we don't really have any forces remaining here, so everything we throw together right now is going to be all that we have. I think it makes much sense to me to purchase like this. We're going to do Jezebel, who is going to take all of her troops and leave them here. They're going to take one step out of the castle. We are then going to get, we're going to get Gwyneth. Phixfox, why are you getting Gwyneth when you have another warlock on the board? My thought process is this. I'm going to have this peasant stack go like this, and we're going to have the mixed troops with the basic leadership. That's my thought process. I feel like that might be the most useful thing for us. Will I be right? Will I be wrong? I don't know. In the meantime, let's head out with our one single barbarian. Castor is staying put. Gwyneth is now going to do her best job at defending, and I'm going to hope that the castle walls will hold. The alternative was to potentially go for a left turret, right turret. We just don't have the gold for that. So this is going to have to hold. At the very least, if we can make the enemy suffer major casualties, major losses, then they're only going to have pikemen and archers to their names. And so with that being said, let's be a thorn in their side. Okay. Forces suffer bitter defeat. This was expected. This was anticipated. 4 unicorns. My goodness. They got unicorns in week 1. Wild and crazy. Okay. No indication there. I don't think that Luna, with her 0 attack, 0 defense, 2 spell power, 3 knowledge, I do not think that she has archery. So that's pretty good for me to know. We're going to have to just defend and skip a couple of times. Unfortunately, due to turn order, the sprites have gone into this area. I really hate that I got the goblins split here. I don't love that. Let's still do damage where we can, though. 8 goblins goes down. I think that these orcs are just going to have to handle this one single stack here. We're going to kill, it looks like, up to there. And will the enemy get through the castle wall? Not this turn. So that's hopefully going to be at least 1 unicorn that we're going to be able to take down. We are not sallying forth. We are going to stay hidden. We're going to just let the enemies suffer trying to catch up to us. We do not have any spells. A left turret, right turret would have really been useful. And it looks like this is not going to be the play. We're going to skip here, take our damage, and then before our turret gets to go, we're only going to have taken out the sprites. Darn. Getting 1 extra unicorn would have been really wonderful. We were only about 3 hit points away. So that doesn't feel great, but it is what it is. Interestingly enough, Jacqueline actually survives, which is perfect for us. She can maybe lead the enemies away just a tiny bit. I don't know if it's going to be best for her to go back here, down here, or what. Gem is, of course, too powerful for the 1 peasant here. I think we ought to just simply stay alive. Just don't die. Rule number 1 is just don't die. Gold mine there. We don't have a gold mine over here. Huh. I suppose this is the Knight's gold mine. Okay. The map is not necessarily balanced in proportions, and that's probably a good thing. It's probably a good thing. But this is our prize, folks. We are short on gold. I wish I could pick up the spell book here for Dimitri. That would be lovely. That'd be wonderful. There's no troops here. It is currently day 5. We just have to hold out. As long as we can, we need to hold out. And that means Jezebel is going to have to hold out long enough that she can maybe steal some of these other things back. So there's no sense in doing anything but staying put and trying to survive this onslaught. By the way, do we have a left turret, right turret? Moat? We got left turret. We don't have a moat. We could trade for the moat. We could trade for the moat. It's going to be pretty expensive. Tell you what, gems with the unicorns already being purchased. Let's just trade the gems because we don't really need those. We're up to 530. Let me trade just a couple bits of ore. And that's about the best defense that I can muster. So, another day. Let's see what happens. Aha, wonderful. So, Jezebel does abandon the cause, which is unfortunate. I wonder if our friend here actually picked up a level or not. Davey says I'm back for 20-ish minutes. I've actually got to leave in the next couple of minutes, otherwise I'm not going to be able to get my kid off to his birthday party. So we're here for only a couple more minutes. I'm hoping I can find a speedy resolution. There's nothing to do but click because there's no troops to be purchased just yet. Yeah, but we've traded. We've traded. Is this going to work? 2,600 gold. Enemies don't seem to know that we are here. But they have so much gold. I think I may have to go right back to the drawing board. This does not feel great, especially when we just gave up 1,000 experience worth of troops. One's here with Jezebel and one's there with Castor. So Luna is actually tougher than she's ever been. We don't see any knight-based troops that are popping out of there. And let's grab everybody we can. I think that the unicorns... It's going to leave us with 1,700 gold. Peasants are gone. Keep the archers. Yeah, keep the gargoyles. I think it is going to be just like this. And why take the greater druids instead of the elves? Higher attack skill. And so I think that the higher attack skill is going to matter a little bit in this fight. But I feel like if we are not able to crush our enemies right now, then we're not going to be able to actually win this scenario. Maybe we could play around with gold, but due to other time constraints, I think that we just have to push back and try and make some magic happen here, have one big showdown, and then we'll go from there. Does Luna want a piece of me? Luna does not want a piece of me. Does Lord Kilburn have enough forces? Knight's best game plan, become a better faction, Mushan Kipet says. Absolutely. There's a reason that they start with leadership. That's so true. I love everything that just transpired there. Unfortunately, I might have considered fighting Luna. Taking out all these troops would have been fantastic. If I could take this castle, I think I win. It's a glorious victory. Let's see if we can fight this fight better, folks. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to see this map to the complete resolution, again, due to time constraints, but I am going to do my best here to take this castle, and I think that if I have both castles, I know I still have defenders in the other sorceress castle. I think I can just defend, I can use left turret, right turrets, and I think I can just choke the life from the enemy. I will try and do a follow-up video on this later, just so that way I can just kind of see how that goes. I'm just going to hit auto combat so I can start packing up, believe it or not. I feel sheepish, but again, my goals have been met. I got to say hi to everybody. I got to check in how you're doing, and I got to make sure that we are ready to go for the next one. So thank you everybody so much for the time, for being here. It's always my pleasure to get to spend time with such a great Heroes of Might and Magic community. You are all the reason why I'm so happy to be here, so thank you so very, very much. By the way, if we lose this fight because I misplayed the gargoyles on turn 1, I'm going to be pretty sheepishly upset because, come on, Phixfox. There was a right thing to do and a wrong thing to do. And if you did the wrong thing, it doesn't feel good. It's going to be massive casualties, by the way, just in case you were wondering. But I think that this is going to be enough. With the 1,300 experience, that is going to be a new level. Wisdom's not going to help. The logistics, the leadership's going to be what it is. And from here, here's the question. With all of our upgrades and everything here, there's no troops to purchase. Do we just hit end turn a couple of times? Oh. 950 gold remains, but these are the only forces I have. Is there a captain's quarters here? There's not a captain's quarters. We're going to get the captain's quarters. That's going to help us cast just a couple of spells. Breathe, breathe. Ah, rats. Ah, rats. We're going to fight this fight, but if we could defeat and hold off our enemy forces here, then we do have the win, I do believe. So real quick, let me just take a look and see what our options are here. Let's see, Rise to Ruin. A new trick I've been using is retreating with fodder heroes, letting them die. Gives the enemy 500 experience for the kill. I'm 99% sure. Yeah, 99% sure that that's feeding them and helping them out. We're going to take out one full unicorn right here. And I think that this is actually my chance to do damage to their elves with my elves. 2 elves goes down there. Oof. Losing that wall makes me very happy that I actually was fighting these elves. That does make things much better for me. Still not ideal. Oh, you know what I messed up though? I should have cast the Bless. I did not cast the Bless. That was an issue there. Perhaps the best thing I can do at this point is just Stone Skin. Gonna be 2 turns hopefully before the unicorns get in. Left turret, right turret. We're doing damage. We are doing damage. Gotta continue to do damage to them there. I do still want to kill their elves from afar. That should be one shot there. Maybe I should actually be using centaurs to kill these single stacks. I think I ought to be killing these single stacks. This is totally not good. 19 hit points here. And still, Phixfox refuses to use spells because he's short on time. This is the most important thing when you're under duress. What do? Is panic the right answer? No. The answer is don't panic. Whatever you do, don't panic. And I feel like I'm panicking right now. No. Remember, the longer the fight goes, the better it is for us. 19 hit points there. They're shielded. Let's not do damage there. Let's let our turrets and towers do damage. We kill 1 elf there. I do want to kill this one final elf here. 8 hit points left. We can't kill them there. Maybe with the Stone Skin I can do something. 15 hit points. I just have to make sure that I kill the single stack, so maybe we stay alive. Down to 3, down to 2, down to 4. Druids are gone. We're going to run all the way down to the... we're going to run down. This stack is Stone Skin, so we're going to go to right here. Down to 1 unicorn. 24 hit points left. 3 to 4. We've been doing 24 damage to the unicorns. There's 24 damage there. I'm actually going to... I'm just going to make sure that we can kill the unicorn. Oh, and that actually went great because we get a full another turn, but it's not going to be enough. Oh, I messed up so poorly. I should have used the Bless at the very beginning on those elves, and because I didn't, I completely shot myself in the foot. I think that that extra damage from the Bless on those 6 elves at the very beginning, or anywhere really, would have been enough. But because I didn't do that, I think that now I've given over this castle. I don't think I'm going to be able to trade back again. I think that I am going to have to... Oh, I've got to try. I have to try. Is there another enemy right around here? Were there any forces in here I missed? No. If I can kill, great. If I lose, glorious victory. We're going to accept that. At this point, we just have to hold on. There's 2,500 experience. I think we did it. I think we won. Because now, I'd like to see your sorcerer speak Gwyneth the Night. Okay. We are done. We did it. Okay. Alrighty. My apologies for not paying attention to chat. I think I just needed to get through this. Like this. Okay. Vammy says, yep, that's a thing. Always retreat your heroes if you can so that you don't give your enemy extra XP. True. That's absolutely the correct thing to do. And then Rice says, Vammy, thanks for the confirmation. Good to see you, by the way. Yep. And so I misunderstood the question originally. So that was my mistake on that. So happy to see that we found a resolution there. Folks, yellow player's been vanquished, and we were able to pull out the complete and total win. It did take a little bit longer than I would have liked. It was very sketchy, and I'm glad that we persevered, even though it was not ideal. As you can tell, I'm feeling a little bit of duress. So happy to be here, and also happy to leave. Grilled cheese sandwiches in the air fryer are top tier, says Phixfox wife. She is totally right. My kid loves those. We'll keep all that in mind. Fix got you and the kiddos the grilled cheese train. But the air fryer is life changer for sure. Rise to Ruin says absolutely. And folks, GG. Thank you all. We will plan on seeing you next week here. It'll be 11 a.m. Mountain Standard Time is my plan. Goodbye to all of you. Thank you for the stream. Mushanki Pet, Ladder 15, Vammy. Oh man, there's so many wonderful people here. Trenlow. Who else was here? Steeson was here in the beginning. So thank you everybody. Heroes Might Magic is so fun because the Heroes Might Magic community is so fun. And I'm grateful for all of you for being a huge part of that and for keeping my interest in this game top tier all the time. Thank you. And then nice to see that we got the 260 score for the Black Dragon. We will take it. Y'all take real good care and have a fun party. Until I see you next time, my name is Phixfox. Look after you, your friends, your family. We'll see you next time.